I am back once again. This time we're going to be talking about the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, and we're going to get into this a bit. First thing, let me get into Ryan McDonough. And Ryan McDonough getting fired in October. Let's be honest here. The last couple of drafts weren't that good. A lot of his trade decisions weren't that good. Especially the 2018 draft. You know, I have nothing against Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges is a very good player. I just feel Ryan McDonough gave up way too much to get a player that he could have gotten 7 other ways and not have to give up a unprotected Miami pick that he could have benefited on in separate drafts and separate trades, things like that. Now, the other main thing I'm going to be focusing on in this video is that Devin Booker has come out publicly and said, and multiple news sources have covered this, there's multiple articles about it, Devin Booker has come out publicly and said he wants a super team in Phoenix. He wants everybody to come to him. He wants to build something incredible. So that is what this is about. That is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be building, I have two trades and a free agent signing that are going to get Devin Booker the players that he can benefit from, that he can work with in the long haul, for the long haul, and get things done properly. So, with this, the first trade needs to happen at the draft. And this first trade, as of now, Phoenix is currently walking into this 2019 draft with the 2nd overall pick. For all we know, it could be anywhere between 1 and 5. Depending on where it drops and who gets the lottery choices and whatnot. As of now, we're going with the number 2 overall pick. But still, Minnesota will still have around 11th overall pick. So, the idea would be, let's call Minnesota and say, TJ Warren, DeAndre Ayton, Josh Jackson, and the number 2 overall pick to do a pick swap from 2 to 11 and give me Karl Anthony Towns. So it gives Minnesota the ability to re-up. They could even get off of Wiggins somehow separately, in a separate deal, get off of Wiggins, deal with it how you want to deal with it. And the opportunity will be, at that point, let's get off of Towns and his crazy big contract that they just gave him, but they're also getting a number 2 overall pick, which at this point could be R.J. Barrett, could be Cam Reddish, it could be Ja Morant. For all we know, Zion might fall to number 2. If the Knicks get number 1 and they're supposedly really going after Ja Morant, Zion might be number 2. So the opportunity is, you're getting Josh Jackson, you're getting DeAndre Ayton, the previous number 1 overall pick, and you're getting another top 3 pick. As well as, you know, you're getting off of a lot of heavier contracts. You would like, again, they can have the ability of getting off of Wiggins somehow, some way. They'll find somebody. Even if you have to send them to China, they'll find a way. With that, now Devin Booker has a center that's been around, that Dev played in college with. Dev knows Karl Anthony Towns. They went to college together. They played together. They know each other. So with that, you then walk into July 1st. This trade could be done at the trade. This trade could be done at the draft. It could also be done on July 1st. I'm saying as a hypothetical. We're going to say it's done on or around July 1st, so that it has to take a couple of days to fully go through. The trade would be Tyler Johnson and the Milwaukee first-round pick that is being held by Phoenix to Orlando in exchange for Aaron Gordon. Now, here's what I'm saying to Orlando at this point. Here's what Orlando should be thinking at that point. Aaron Gordon has 3 more years left. So he has next year and 2 more years. With that, yes, it's on a decreasing contract. So this year coming up, he has 19 million. Then the next year after that, he has 18 million. And then the third year, he has 16 million. So, yes, it's on a decreasing contract. But he isn't playing the ball he needs to be playing. He isn't playing with the right coaching staff. He isn't playing with the right guys. this, that, and everything. So, by taking on Tyler Johnson and still having the ability of they're probably going to draft Coby White, which I feel that they're going to be drafting Coby White, you have Tyler Johnson for the year on a 1-year deal. That $19 million falls off the books after this coming season. After this coming season, they now have $19 million off the books that they can do whatever they please, and at that point they will have a young point guard, a young small forward, power forward, and a young center to build around. Whether it be, a veteran or more rookies, or making another trade for another pick, whoever it is, but they could have the potential of Coby White, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Bamba, and with that you can build something incredible off of it. And that is where I think those two trades could benefit. So then Phoenix walks in, and again, this is all hypothetical. This is all not even hypothetical. This is all legit stuff that could happen. These are all trades that actually work, and when you put the money dollar by dollar, it works. Okay? And the funny thing is, by making all of this work, Phoenix still is sitting there at $25 million in cap, hypothetically speaking. Because you're giving up 19.2, you're taking on 19.8 in the Aaron Gordon trade. So what are you taking on? 600,000 more? So you're taking on about $1 million. So call it $1 million. So now call it $24 million in free cap. So with that, now Phoenix still walks. Even if Phoenix does that trade at the draft, they're still walking in to July 1st with $25 million in cap, hypothetically speaking. With that, as you notice, we stepped back in the draft. With that pick, which I haven't even named the pick yet because I was going to wait a little while, but I'm going to name it now. With that pick, the number 11 pick, there's many, many players that could be considered, but there's one player specifically that I think needs to be considered the most, especially for Phoenix. And that player, there's two players I'm deciding between, because they also would still have Mikal Bridges at this point, so Mikal Bridges can play the 3, but they should consider Romeo Langford as a shooting guard off the bench behind Booker, maybe a future 6th man, maybe even an eventual starter, or possibly Nasir Little, who could play small forward. He might even they might even be able to start him over Mikal Bridges. It all depends. But those are the two options I would choose at 11. But Romeo Langford would be my number 1. With that, again, now they walk into July 1st, $20+ million in cap. What do they do? Who do they go after? That's probably what you're thinking. And that leads me to a recent Instagram post by Devin Booker. A recent Instagram post where he isn't wearing his jersey. He's wearing a friend's jersey. That friend, D'Angelo Russell. With that. So now we have that ability of, okay, D'Angelo Russell's a free agent. We have $20 million in cap. So if Phoenix hypothetically sits there and calls D'Angelo Russell and says, we'll give you a 4-year 48. 4 years, $48 million. Even if it came down to the point of a 4-year 60, call it $15 million. Call it close to $15 million a year. Anywhere between $12 and $15 million a year. Give him that opportunity. He comes in as the new starting point guard. So this is all legit. It still could happen, and they would still have an extra $10 million in cap to, again, bring on another veteran or another bench player to help with the long haul. And they now have a team that, yes, has a reasonably small window. This team probably has a 3 to 4 year window, just these 4 guys, with D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Aaron Gordon, and Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah, you have a reasonably about a 4, I'd say 5-year window, depending on if I'm a betting man, I'd say Devin, Karl-Anthony Towns both have 5-year deals. I would hypothetically say, to me, that's That's my 5-year plan right there. They have 5-year deals. That's the 5 years that we're focused on. And go from there. And build off of, okay, this is what we're going to do. So you have a 5-year window of, we need to make playoffs, we need to make the conference finals, we need to make the finals, we need to take that title. I'm not saying that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm saying the playoffs, if I'm a betting man, this team that I just created right here in front of us, year 1 is second round, possibly a conference finals in 1 year. That's what I'm saying. Because here's my thing. When you look at this, no team could compete with that front court. Not a lot of teams could compete with that back court. Not a lot of teams could. And who's going to want to deal with Towns and Gordon? Who's going to want to deal with Booker popping off a 3 every 5 minutes, still putting up 60 points a game? All of these guys can put up 30 points a night if they tried. If they sat there and they put up all the points every night, they would score 120 points between the 4 of them. And that is where everything goes. Now, I'm not saying that, we have to build a Golden State with 4, max guys. I'm giving these guys I'm giving D'Angelo Russell the reasonable contract that he deserves, even if it's a decrease in contract like Aaron Gordon's. That's something that I think D'Angelo Russell would appreciate, is a 15, 14, 13, 12, something kind of thing like that, where it's a little bit more on the front end and it's a little bit less on the back end, but he's getting more overall in the back end, where he's getting title. Now, again, going back to this, this team, if I'm a betting man, this is easily a second round team in that first year. That second year, even if they didn't make the conference finals in that first year, that second year, they're pushing conference finals. And they are a threat to most teams in the East, into the West, and to every team in the East. They're a threat. This team could be insane, could be so perfect for what they need to do. And this is why it needs to be considered before anything. Before anybody else, before anything James Jones thinks of, before anything Trevor Buckstein thinks of. This is what needs to be considered the most. So with that, I hope you guys like this one, because this one took me about 2 hours to really truly come up with. A lot of them take me a couple of days, which this one came to me very, very quickly. But the concept is, again, he wanted a super team. I built him a team. I built him a super team. So with that, I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell icon down below so you can see next time I post. And don't forget to like this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.